Hi, Pisces. What does your soul need to know in February 2026? What psychic predictions and messages do your spirit guides, your higher self, and my spirit guides have for you this month of February? Please be sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising sign and your cusp sign to get a more clear and complete picture of what's to come for you in February 2026. I'm Pam, the Lucky Mermaid, and welcome to your Psychic Tarot reading for February 2026. The first card you have in your reading today, Pisces, is the Nine of Rods. And the Nine of Rods is a card that symbolizes being prepared and ready for battle, getting your ducks in a row. You could be suspicious of someone or something. You may feel like you need to count your blessings. You may be very aware that you have some good things going on in your life, and you may start to really recognize that and notice it in February. And you may be completing some project or projects, and your very next thought might be, well, what's next? So even if you had some kind of big project, whether it was at work or at home, you may have completed it or be completing it in February. And your very next instinct is going to be, well, now what's next? You could get a lot of information, uh, and gathering a lot of insight and information in February. It could be for the project or something you're working on, but it could be for some other area of your life. You may have kind of like an ongoing battle inside of yourself. You may be struggling with the old you versus the new you, or your old habits and patterns and ways of doing things and adapting to new habits and patterns and ways of doing things. It could also be childish behavior or behaviors of your youth with more mature and advanced, behaviors changing. Now, these are things you could be like kind of having a battle with or struggling with, like separating things that were integrated and put together that seem to be part of you that now have separated and are going apart. And the old you is over here, and the new you that you're headed towards is over here. So sometimes when those kind of changes and things like that are happening, it's not always an easy process. And for some of you, this could be happening because we do have an eclipse on February 17th in Aquarius, a new moon solar eclipse in Aquarius. This could be driving this up for you because eclipses do bring endings, beginnings, blessings, change, and karma. And I feel like some old habits, old ways, old patterns, old ways of thinking or behaving is like you're having to let go of that, but you're headed towards new ways of doing things and new behaviors and new things like that. And so, like to tear these things apart or to separate these things, it's not going to be like ripping off a band-aid. It's going to be a slow pull apart. And that could feel like a battle to you a little bit, an internal battle. You may have to make things clear to people, some kind of instruction. You may have to, could be something you have to do for work, or if you own your own business, you may have to make for coworkers or your staff if you own your own business, or for in your family to your kids. You may have to like write a list of instructions or make instructions very clear and detailed so that whomever you're dealing with in February totally gets what order things need to be done and how things need to be done. The next card in your reading is Seven of Swords. Now, some other sign got this, but I don't remember which one. This is somebody lying to you, deceiving you, or stealing from you. So you have to be very careful here with Seven of Swords. You could watch somebody take over your job or try to come after your job or try to take over your schedule or try to take credit for work that you did. You could also have people that take advantage of your philanthropy. So if you're being very generous, somebody could really abuse you, take advantage of that generosity and philanthropy. Maybe you're even donating things and you put them out on your, you know, on your porch for the donation truck to come by and somebody else comes along and steals it. That's philanthropy. You could be donating things or, make sure like if you're donating money to anybody, that the whoever you want to get the money is who is actually getting it. I'd be careful of that also. You could also have somebody, if you're working, that wants to get you to do their work for them. And then they're going to get the credit for the work. They may not tell the bosses or whomever that you did it. They're going to take the credit for it. So be very careful of somebody trying to take advantage of you and get you to do their job or tasks that they're supposed to do. You also need to be careful if you put anything in your yard. I don't care what it is, a sculpture, uh, decorations, if you live near the sea, a surfboard or a bicycle in your front yard or even in your backyard. You need to be careful of your stuff. Um, lock your car and your home, yes, but stuff that you don't think much about leaving out could vanish. So be careful of your things that you keep out in the open in your yard. Like maybe you put your lawnmower outside and, for some reason, and you forget to put it back in the garage or a shed or wherever. Well, somebody could come along and steal that lawnmower. I mean, I don't know, but I get it more like from your yard, from your property. But like I said already, somebody could try to get you to do their work for them, and then they're going to take credit of even though you did the work. So you have to be careful of that. Don't let people take advantage of you in February or ever, but especially February, because Seven of Swords doesn't come up a lot, but it's coming up here twice in the month of February so far. But like I said, I don't know. I can't remember which sign. I'm reading you at number 8. I go in the order my guides tell me to do. So I don't know which sign got it, but some other sign got it. It may have been Leo. It may have been Leo. Yeah, and you got to watch about numbers dropping into your bank account. I got that before. I think it was Leo, but because somebody could be taking money out of your bank account. So pay attention to bank statements and bank accounts, Pisces. So the next card you have in your reading for February, Pisces, is the Seven of Cups. And this is a card that symbolizes scattered energy, scattered thinking, scattered emotions. Choose wisely from the illusions around you. You may have difficulty in making a decision or a choice about something. You could feel like you have a lot on your plate, or perhaps if you're fortunate, you could feel like a dream comes true for you in February. You may just have a lot of things you have to get done. I hear multiple things you have to do and multiple things that need to get done. So you could feel a little scattered and overwhelmed by all the things that you have to do in February. And you may feel like everybody's got their agenda and you may be tired of that. This could be people you work with. It could be clients and customers. It could be people you work with. Um, or are dealing with in some other capacity, and you're like, everybody's got their own agenda. This one wants is, it could be in your own family or in a club, group, or organization you belong to, where everybody in the club or in your family has their own agenda. And you could feel like, no, like you might not feel like people are being cohesive or getting on the same team this month. And it's going to be wise for you to come up with strategies to deal with what I just said. So, something to consider if you feel like everybody's got their own agenda and nobody's being cohesive and coming together, you might want to think about, well, you know, strategies you could implement to mitigate those kind of problems wherever it's happening. Is it happening in your workplace or in your business or in your home life or socially in a club, group, or organization that you're part of? There could be something that you have to dig underground. There may be some kind of pipe or a leak. A pipe could burst, or you could be getting pipe laid to your house or property in some way. Or there could be, maybe it's a drainage ditch. Um, I don't know, but I get digging a hole or digging, maybe it's digging to lay foundation for something that you're going to build on top of it. This is a month where you are going to be really attracted to eating sweets, especially anything like caramel, caramel apples, caramel pies that have a lot of sugar, meringues, coconut cream, coconut custard, caramel. Uh, I see like ice cream. I see all these sweets. So you may be really, your sweet tooth could really kick up strongly here in February. There could be a building in your area that tumbles and falls, or they detonate it and make it fall. A flash in my mind came back to when I was a kid and they demolitioned the Spectrum in Philly and the JFK Stadium in Philly. I saw them implode on the TV. So you may see that something like that happen in your area, but I feel it would be more like a building, a bridge or a building or a monument. And if you're interested in getting any of the special video series I record for Vimeo and my Patreon shop, my most recent videos are the eclipse effects from the new moon solar eclipse in Aquarius, February 17th, 2026, psychic tarot, crystal, and oracle card readings for each sign of the zodiac. You may want to get your sun sign and your rising sign, or whatever signs normally resonate with you, on my YouTube and Rumble videos. Also, if you're interested about information on your love life, you might want to get my big love readings for 2026 for singles and couples for each sign of the zodiac. Some people have written me and said that their Venus sign resonates with them in these videos. So you may want to consider getting your sun sign and your Venus sign, or whatever normally resonates with you, on my YouTube and Rumble readings. Also, don't forget my psychic crystal readings for February 2026 for each sign of the zodiac are available. These are a continuation and an expansion of the psychic tarot readings that I'm doing right now on YouTube and Rumble. So if you want more messages from my spirit guides for this month of February, I recommend you getting my crystal readings. These videos are for sale on Vimeo and on my Patreon shop. Those links are down below in the description box in the Show More section, and they're also available on my website at theluckymermaid.com on the videos page. So the next card in your reading, Pisces, is the Death card, and this card symbolizes transformation. Something ending so something new can begin. You really put a lot of value on your time, your space, and your energy. And you could feel like really depleted or exhausted, like your personal energy or your resources could really feel exhausted and depleted in February. There could be something that you feel like I can't be part of this situation anymore. It could be a religion. It could be a club or a group or organization. It could even be a job. I don't really feel like it's a love relationship. It feels more to me like, you know, a job, a career, a religion, or or some kind of group or club you're involved in. You may feel like you're either just not interested in it anymore, or it takes up too much time and energy and you don't have it to spare. Or maybe you just don't believe in whatever the religion or club or group or institution or workplace uh, might not believe in it for you anymore. You may feel like it's not fulfilling you or resonating with you anymore. So you could be exiting out, transforming out and not being part of it anymore. But I do feel if that's the case for you, something new is right around the corner. Like you're going to start something new. You're going to get either a new job, or you're going to get part of a new religion, or you're going to get part of a new club, group, or organization. Like it's like as soon as like you end one thing that doesn't jive with you anymore, you're going to something else that really uh is speaking to you more. There's a lot of things that you need to go through and get rid of and throw away, and for some of you it has to do with papers, paperwork, old bills, documents, but it could be other things too. It doesn't just have to be papers and paperwork and documents, although I do see that. So some of these things you need to get rid of them. They're clogging up your life somewhere, or stuff. Maybe you just have a lot of books, too many books you don't read anymore, or old journals that you used to you have to read for work, or stuff that you had to do, or old notes from school that you took, old books from schools and classes you took. Maybe you saved a lot of this stuff from your childhood, like, you know, um, old records from school, health records, or any kind of things to do with schooling, education in the past. Like you need to like free up space. You need to get rid of some of this stuff. So the last card in your reading for February, Pisces, is the King of Swords. And this is an air sign person, Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra, sun, moon, or rising sign person. It could be you, Pisces, if you have a sun sign, rising sign, or moon sign that is an air sign. This could be a boss to you or a significant other to you, or it could be you if you, like I said, this King of Swords is making changes maybe to their life, changes to policies, changes to any kind of protocols or methods, techniques, protocols. So it really feels like boss energy or spouse energy or significant other energy, but really it could be somebody else you're connected to that is an air sign. It's like they want to see continuity, they want to see better conditions. I do feel like you look at them like they're intelligent. They may be good looking, they may be aesthetically pleasing, good looking, possibly. Some of you, this King of Swords is looking at you like you better buckle up, Pisces, because it's going to be a wild ride. So it could be a boss that says, "Hey, Pisces, this company is changing. This business is changing, and people's positions are going to change, and routines are going to change, and schedules are going to change, and hours of operations are going to change. So if you work for them, buckle up. That's what they think. Like, buckle up, be prepared, because there's a lot of shifts and changes that are going on." And this card for you, a couple of your cards maybe think of that eclipse in Aquarius on February 17th. solar eclipse, new moon, solar eclipse in Aquarius. Um, this is an air sign person, and it could be an Aquarius, but regardless of who it is, this card really feels like they're being affected, and so are you, by this eclipse. And there's this big sense of like troubleshooting problems. So if you work for this air sign person or you're in a relationship with them, they are going to want you and them to troubleshoot things, fix things, repair things, troubleshoot things, get down to the roots of any problems or things that could be negotiated, smoothed over, and solved. If you were in a relationship with this person, you maybe got divorced or are getting divorced, and now you have to divide assets and go through that kind of process, uh, could come up here for some of you. And they may look at you like, do what you can, make the most of your fun and time that you have, but do what you can to improve and clean up and better situations. I really get boss energy from them or significant other slash spouse energy from them. That's what it feels like the strongest. But for some of you, if this could be your rising sign or moon sign or cusp sign, because if you're born on the cusp of Aquarius and Pisces, this could be you. Um, these could be things you're thinking about and saying to yourself. So the best gemstone crystal I got for Pisces to work with, use, and wear in the month of February 2026, you got malachite. And malachite is a stone that clears and activates the chakras and attunes to spiritual guidance. It opens the heart to unconditional love, and it encourages risk taking and change. Malachite breaks unwanted ties and old patterns. It also teaches responsibility for your actions, thoughts, and feelings. Malachite also helps heal your heart chakra. It's going to be a really strong motivating stone, an inspiring stone. It's going to perk up your energy. It's going to give you more get up and go in the month of February. It's going to be a great stone to help you adjust to changing circumstances and to taking risks and chances and change on your own. It could be helpful to you to relieve sinus pressure and any kind of, any tension you hold in your face, like gritting your teeth, grinding your teeth, any kind of pressure you feel in your sinuses or in your head. Malachite is a stone that could really help ease those issues for you in February. It's going to be, if you like to have dreams that give you messages, definitely put a piece of malachite next to your on your side nightstand at night or under your pillow. It's going to really activate dream time, and you could get some important messages that could come to you in your dreams, especially if you do those steps with malachite. So I hope this reading was of help to you, and I hope it made sense. As always, thank you so very much for watching. I do truly appreciate it. And thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing to my channel. It does mean a lot to me, and it does help this channel grow. And if you're interested in any of the special videos I record on very specific topics, bringing you more psychic predictions and messages from my spirit guides, you can get them on my Vimeo on-demand videos and also on my Patreon shop. I've created a list you can read here on this slide. They are also linked below this video in the description box and on my website, theluckymermaid.com, on the videos page. So I hope you all have an absolutely amazing month of February, and know that I wish you Many blessings and peace.